Hello and welcome to this video. It's the continuation in my series on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and everything that you see in this video is taken from my ebook, which you can pick up from mrbruff.com or on Amazon. So in this video I want to take a look at the similarities between the creature and other characters in the novel. Shelley presents a number of instances where the monster appears to be very similar to Dr. Frankenstein, or, if you want to look at it this way, perhaps Dr. Frankenstein is very similar to his creation. Consider the following passage from chapter 1. This is a part of the story where Frankenstein is telling us about his childhood and about how his parents treated him. And we see this quote: "I was their plaything and their idol, and something better, their child, the innocent and helpless creature bestowed on them by heaven, whom to bring up to good, and whose future lot it was in their hands to direct to happiness or misery, according as they fulfilled their duties towards me." Here we can see that, like the monster, Victor's destiny is in the hand of his parents. If they raise him well, he's going to be happy, but if they raise him poorly, he'll be miserable. And as I explore in the chapter Nature versus Nurture, there's a strong parallel with the monster's words in chapter 10. In chapter 10, the creature, call him the monster, but he's never called the monster in the book, the creature says, "I was benevolent and good. Misery made me a fiend. Make me happy, and I shall again be virtuous." So here is the first strong similarity. Both Frankenstein and the creature believe that their creators, natural or artificial, have the power to shape their characters into being good or bad through the way that they are treated. The creature, when trying to help out Felix and Agatha in chapter 12, speaks of his good motives. He explains, "I thought, foolish wretch, that it might be in my power to restore happiness to these deserving people." Well, this mirrors the motives of Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein, who only undertook the experiments in the first place to, quote, "renew life where death had apparently devoted the body to corruption." So whilst each seem to have good intentions, both the creature and the doctor know in hindsight that their plans were ridiculous and impossible. The monster calls himself a foolish wretch for thinking he could do good for others, and Victor admits to Robert Walton that his intentions were madness. When wrongly suspected of Clerval's murder, Victor is treated with disdain by the Irish locals. As I was occupied in fixing the boat and arranging the sails, several people crowded towards the spot. They seemed much surprised at my appearance, but instead of offering me any assistance, whispered together with gestures that at any other time might have produced in me a slight sensation of alarm. As it was, I merely remarked that they spoke English, and I therefore addressed them in that language. "My good friend," said I, "will you be so kind as to tell me the name of this town and inform me where I am?" So here we see that Frankenstein is getting to experience a glimpse of the creature's daily life, being prejudged as evil by everyone around him. However, it's not only Frankenstein who has similarities with the monster. When interrogated for the murder that she did not commit, Justine explains, "I did confess, but I confessed a lie. I confessed that I might obtain absolution. But now that falsehood lies heavier at my heart than all my other sins, the God of heaven forgive me. Ever since I was condemned, my confessor has besieged me. He threatened and menaced until I almost began to think that I was the monster he said I was. He threatened excommunication and hellfire in my last moments if I continue obdurate. Dear lady, I had none to support me. All looked on me as a wretch doomed to ignominy and perdition. What could I do? In an evil hour I had subscribed to a lie, and now only am I truly miserable." So a key quotation here is, "He threatened and menaced until I almost began to think that I was the monster that he said I was." This quotation suggests that people are influenced by the way they're treated, but Shelley's use of the specific word monster shows that she's making an important point. If we treat people as monsters, monsters is what they will become. Finally, the creature can also be seen to have lines of similarity with Henry Clerval. In chapter 18, we read that Clerval was alive to every new scene, joyful when he saw the beauties of the setting sun, and more happy when he beheld it rise and recommence a new day. Well, does this not bear a striking resemblance to the comment from the monster in chapter 12, "My spirits were elevated by the enchanting appearance of nature"? Yes, it seems that both Clerval and the monster took much pleasure and delight in nature. More on that in a future video. So what is Shelley's message? Well, perhaps she's saying that all of us are capable of becoming a monster, that the monster in the story is not so far removed from the good characters. Or perhaps the point is all of those who are evil are also capable of good. This is a line of thought I will explore further in a future video, and do explore in my ebook, which once again you can pick up through following the links in the description.